Good evening, but first let's talk about Invest 99L, now a tropical depression, is that right?
That's right, tropical depression 9. It won't really influence your forecast tomorrow, though, as you're rebuilding across the area. Expecting a few pop-up isolated showers and thunderstorms in the forecast. As you can see, your rebuilding forecast, it'll be less rain than what we saw yesterday or even today, but it's still possible. So if you see some lightning, just head inside because those storms will move through fairly quickly. One thing that hasn't really moved along quickly is Tropical Depression 9 now. It was Invest 99L. It's currently entering the Gulf, and it's moving toward the west. You can see it moving toward the west this way. And about Tuesday, that's when we're expecting this storm to potentially, or even before so, intensify into a tropical storm. Now, that's actually kind of a good thing, because one, it's away from people, and two, if this storm intensifies just slightly more, that'll really allow the upper level trough to influence and steer this system away from Louisiana. So by Tuesday, we're expecting it to jog toward the north, and then even by Wednesday, stay as a tropical storm. Now, beyond Wednesday, what we expect this tropical storm to do will be to jog toward the northeast, because that upper level trough will really accelerate this storm away from Louisiana. And the faster it moves, it'll actually move through Florida much quicker instead of dropping 15 inches of rain. So this is the best case scenario so far, and this is what we're expecting. Now, by the time it goes up toward Florida, that's when we're going to be dealing with a lot of stuff that it has to fight with, wind shear and dry air. We'll cover all that in my full forecast, what this storm has to put up. Good evening, everyone. I'm meteorologist Robert Gocher. We're going to dig a little bit more into Tropical Depression 9. You notice one tool that we use, it's not a crutch. One tool that we use is the computer models, and they're all starting to agree that this storm is going to make a turn away from Louisiana. That's the way it's certainly looking. So the National Hurricane Center shows their official forecast to turn right around Tuesday, Wednesday into Florida potentially. Now, this is there's still some uncertainty of exactly where this could make landfall, but let me show you what's steering the storm. We have an upper level high actually protecting us, or it will so in a few days, but this upper level high is starting to steer the storm toward the west. That's why it's moving this way. But then this high will fade, and then we'll start to see the upper level trough influence this system and move it away from Louisiana. Now, by the time it reaches this point, it's going to have to deal with quite a lot of stuff. But as far as the local impacts are concerned with us, we'll be dealing with, at most, rough, hazardous seas, above normal tides, some coastal flooding possible, Plaquemines Parish, Lafourche, Terrebonne Parish. But other than that, not expecting any inland flooding, just potentially some coastal flooding. And that's going to hopefully be all we see with this storm. Now, what if it does move further west than the models? Well, you notice there's a lot of dry air off to the west. So if it even does move further west, it'll have to deal with that dry air. Dry air is not healthy for a system. It kind of evaporates the system, if you will. So that's good news for us. We have some dry air on our side protecting it if it does move toward the west. Now, as it moves further toward the north, near the Gulf Coast, it's going to move into some wind shear. It's moving out of wind shear environment right now, so that's giving it the chance to potentially intensify into a tropical storm. But as it moves toward the north, that's when it's going to have to deal with some wind shear, which will really help kind of shear the storm apart. So that's good news for everybody along the Gulf Coast. So here's what it looks like right now. Not looking healthy at the moment as we move into the evening hours. It's right over Havana, Cuba. And as we move into the next day or so, we could see it kind of regain a little bit of strength. And elsewhere in the tropics, Tropical Depression 8 could become a tropical storm as it kind of skirts by North Carolina before it moves out to sea. And then Gaston is a major hurricane, but it will move off to sea as well. Now, our local weather shows a few showers earlier today, but things are really quieting down. Not expecting too much into the evening. Right now, as we look outside, it's a nice evening, 75 degrees, clear skies, north-northeast winds of around 6 miles per hour. Temperatures across the rest of the area, somewhat cooler toward the north, where we saw some showers. 74 in New Roads and 75 in Hammond. A little bit warmer near Gonzales at 77 and 82 in New Orleans. Now, look at the futurecast of the next couple days. Quite less coverage as far as rain is concerned. Still a few pop-up showers Monday afternoon. Tuesday, really not spinning up anything. And then even Wednesday, staying pretty dry. Now, you can see there a couple little showers Tuesday afternoon, and then Wednesday it's not even showing anything, but I'm still going to keep a slight chance for a shower on Wednesday. So 74 is the low tonight, partly cloudy, east-northeast winds of around 5 miles per hour. Here's your 7-day forecast. Again, some showers tomorrow, not so much Tuesday and Wednesday, and then that trough that'll kind of help steer the depression away from us. That'll bring us the chance for a few showers on Thursday, but even then, not looking at much coverage. Overall, temperatures gradually warming up to the weekend in the mid-90s, lows to the mid-70s. So we start off September, pretty typical for this time of year, with showers and thunderstorms, heat and humidity. That's your forecast. We'll move to news and sports with